beat one person, and then I ran into a 2-game combo. He's like a pretty good anime
Oh,
player.
he's very good. He's the one man.
Yeah, he's actually good.
Anime was a mistake.
Anime is a problem.
Well,
Hey, I have a place to
Sorry, please go on. Yeah, go on, sorry. Guys, please.
So pretty much it's like, as soon as I knew I was gonna play him, I just freaked out because I don't really get to go to many tournaments, and I don't really get to play a lot of. I play locals, but we're all kind of at the same level. We've been playing since Sign came out, so it's I don't really get to play different people, and I usually play Rushdown, and I just went full defensive, couldn't do anything, and just.
May I ask you a quick question? Sorry to interrupt, but let's just. I'm going to assume that after this match, and not to rub it in or whatever, but you lost, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't you, by any chance, approach him, talk to him, and say, "Hey, man, you did a great job. I wanted to ask you about the match because."
Actually, yeah, I felt too intimidated. I felt he'd be dumbass.
And that's normal. That's actually something that I hear a lot from many casual players, right? Where they feel that they're intimidated because they're playing this particular player. He's really good, or he's really well known. But let me tell you something, man. At the end of the day, Myris, myself, Carolyn, Pavo, we're just sitting up here as a bunch of people, just hanging out, having some fun, man. I would highly recommend for you, and not just you, but everybody in this room, if you play in a tournament, you play somebody that just beats your ass and you feel a little bit intimidated, don't. Talk to them. They're just normal human beings at the end of the day. And sometimes some people will answer your questions, sometimes they'll hang out with you and answer questions. Some of them may be dicks. But that's part of life, right? That's part of making friends, that's part of the journey of life. So don't be afraid. Come up and talk to us, ask us the questions. That's how we can guide you and help you guys get to where you want to be, whether it's being a pro tournament player or just having fun and kicking it with all the peeps. That's kind of what I just wanted to say, but something else.
Okay, sorry.
I'm done.
So, what I was gonna say is, was it streamed or anything, or was it just awesome? So, yeah, at that point I would kind of do what Anthony does, but if you ever play someone again, at a higher level, don't think you're gonna lose. Think of it as a learning experience. So, I would try and at that point, watch his videos, kind of see what he does, and try and mimic it. Because I know when I lost to Justin Wong, I was okay, this is how Justin's beating me. His defense is a lot better than mine. So I started to mimic what he was doing, and in the next tournament, I was doing a lot better. Just trying to mimic kind of what he does and mesh it with what I do. So maybe you can find some defensive things to go with your aggro style. But yeah, that's what I would do. Try and mimic what you're losing to, and then it'll make it harder for the people that you play next time.
Yeah, as a scrub, because I know I'm a scrub, but my biggest mind block was I'm scared. But then after a while, I was how many people get to talk to this person? So I started telling myself normally people don't get this opportunity to find out what they were doing wrong or talk to a professional player. So I was okay, so normally people don't talk to Justin Wong. So if I get the chance to talk to Justin Wong, I'm gonna find out what I'm doing wrong because I have the opportunity and I want to take advantage of it. So if you had a chance to play the anime player that was really good, you want to talk to him and see what you're doing wrong. Yeah, don't be scared. You want to just remember, normal people don't get this opportunity, so take advantage of it.
He's not got.
No, it's not that problem.
I think the hard part is just there's definitely playing the game, but there's being able to play the game in tournament. That's another skill that you can be able to flex. There's so many different ways to work on that. There's just setting goals, trying to catch yourself mid-match, and just not really being there. It is easy to go onto autopilot, but just being aware that things like that exist, that you will get nervous when you play somebody. I definitely get, especially if there's a little lull between tournaments. I still get nervous between tournaments, just at the start until it's time to sit down and play. Then you're in there. But it takes work to be able to just always be on top of it. Also, but I do find that not just talking to people to learn stuff necessarily, we're talking to people because it's other people that play Street Fighter, and there might be a few other things in common or a few friends to me. Because now tournaments for me is I just go and I kind of hang out. And then eventually somebody calls me to play some Street Fighter, and then I go and I hang out, and it's just a really relaxing time. Around something that, yeah,
people I lose to. And so I said to them, well, have you tried like hanging out with them and training with them and being friends with them? Like, no. And so I told him, like, look, dude, like, back in the days when I was losing to everybody, I was losing to a lot of people back in the days, I would play with them. And that nervousness of playing them went away because I got comfortable playing with them. So that's another reason why, like playing with people and really endearing the experience of being friends and training partners is really important. Because that also gives you a more keener sense of comfortability, so that when you go into these matches, you're like, you know what, I played this guy's godlike, and I gotta play this other dude. He might be a good player, but he's not as good as my homeboy. Now you're more comfortable. So a lot of this stuff, like being friends with other people, helps set the mindset for you too. And in terms of like being able to focus, being able to maintain that vision, and really just being comfortable in your own two shoes, being you.
Yeah. After a certain point, you have to get over the salt and try to learn.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a great question.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Experience too. Like just keep traveling and keep playing.
Yeah.
It'll help.
Play as much as you can.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And here we go.
Hi, Ian.
Thank you.
I know you know how to play. You know how to play.
And I hope you don't have a 12 question with it too long.
I'm expecting a troll question out of this
I was
guy.
thinking about doing a troll question, but then it's too late now.
It's too late, dude.
You sobered up.
So,
Are you sobered up?
insanity.
Are you sobered up? You're still intoxicated, right?
No, no.
You sure?
Yeah, that's a serious question.
You have a serious question. I'm amazed.
What? I thought we were best friends.
Dude, you're playing Chun-Li at least as good as I do, so what do you have to ask?
Okay, so I'll ask this on behalf of everyone here. Like a lot of so see, I'm trying to say a serious question. But like a lot of people, like they're comfortable playing in their own space, like maybe like local tournaments are at home. But when they go to like foreign ones, like travel out to tournaments like out of state or like go to EVO, they get nervous. Like what would be your like recommendations? Like what would be your advice on how to dealing in foreign environments, especially on like in hostile crowds?
What I do is I try and make sure I'm just as prepared as possible. So like say I'm playing like someone in my pool, I'll focus on that. Like cause you gotta get out of pools first to get further. So I mostly just try and train on focusing on them. Also environments I haven't had to deal with too much, so I don't really know.
Well, with Alex, I make sure he gets up early and he plays a couple sets with like strangers before he has to play tournament matches. So like at least you get used to the environment. Like I know on the East Coast they're a lot rowdier. So like you just want to go early, play a couple sets with like random strangers and get used to it.
Yeah, also I know Ian, you have a problem with your breathing pattern, so really get that down.
Oh, calling me out.
You exhale too much.
But yeah.
Who did better?
That's true, mate. But yeah, you need to travel more too.
Yeah,
Really, you need to travel more. That's how I got used to playing in majors more. Like I travel as much as I can. Like gonna go to CEO, all those tournaments, and like I'm not like the best at handling my nerves right now. But I know the more I travel, the better I'll be. Because you go to these locals as much as you want, but you feel too comfortable at the locals. Like you have all your friends there and stuff, right? So I feel like getting out of like the nest is a big part of it. Because once you're out there, it's not the same. Like you're not probably not gonna talk to your friends as much. Your friends might not be there. You're on your own. So you have to really mentally prepare for the matchups. Make sure you're confident in yourself, and then it's all on like how you play from there.
Also, if you're a newer player, don't be scared to ask your tournament organizers to put you on stream. Because there's obviously a different level being like on casual setups or like off the side. But once you're on the main stage or like on the stream, there's a lot more pressure. So like in order to get used to that for sure, I've had people ask me to specifically put them on stream more often so they get used to it.
You know what, Ian?
Insanity.
I'm sorry for
Insanity.
Ian Sanity.
Ian Sanity? You're my favorite player.
On the real though, on the serious, I think there are three types of people: the people who talk, the people who speak with their actions, and then the people who take the actions and speak. When I go to events, when I travel to somewhere where I'm very unfamiliar with the region and the people, I actually try to play with a lot of them. And maybe this might not be the best example, but Absolute Battle, when I got crushed in the exhibition, when I was there, I thought the hometown was going to be against me. They were all for me, not because they disliked Tommy Guns, but I sat down with a lot of them, and played with them and taught them and coached. I sat down for 4 hours just to play with all these different people and give my 2 cents on how they could do what they can do to improve their game. We talked about the community, we talked about the culture. We did a lot of different things. And it made me feel a lot more comfortable being there. That was kind of a wake-up call for me too, where I was like, you know what, I should do this more. So like at Northwest Majors, this most recent one, you know, I was sitting down with some people, I was helping some people out. I was trying to offer an actual training course for a duration of 2 hours as a live demo. Unfortunately, couldn't get that done because I didn't really prep for it, so I didn't get the stations. But I still tried to work with as many people as I could. And so, you know, when I travel to these events, when I'm playing with them, I'm not just teaching, I'm not just playing games with them, I'm also building a relationship. There's a language that we're speaking, and some of them still reach out to me on Facebook or Twitter or via DMs. I'm like, hey, Anthony, I have a good question. Do you have some time to answer? It's either I can or I can't, but I always try to get to it.
Do you have anything to add, Pavo?
Mr. I don't travel?
Yeah, Mr. I don't travel, yeah.
He's kind of in the same boat as you.
I don't really feel, I haven't traveled out to, I mean, at EVO, I didn't feel really any pressure, because the way that I look at it is, because it's a solo game, and it is, at the end of the day, it's all on you in Street Fighter. No matter what anyone tells you, unless you're like, doing it, that's all that matters. So for that, the only thing I would regret is not doing my best, so. I just show up, and I put everything into that, all my thoughts into that, and I kind of just like focus straight on it. It's just like, all right, to do my best, I need to be 100%, I just gotta play my heart out. Nothing I can do in the future, like, well, it's just about the match. So getting it right there and just focusing on like something really specifically, I feel like it keeps other things off my mind too at the same time.
Ian, if I want to be really real with you, you are an incredibly talented player. I'm really not like fucking around, but that's serious. You're an incredibly talented player, and I don't think you should feel nervous. I don't think I think you should travel more. There's a lot that you can do. I just feel that if you maybe took some risk, not high risks, but you know, like spend a little money and went to some of the events, and just. There's a reason why I can still have fun with you. You know, like I'm here, like Ian. You know, like I can because I'm comfortable with you. You're a cool ass dude. So wherever you go, you're gonna make friends. You're gonna make relationships. You're gonna have fun, meet new training partners, get some new ideas, new philosophy on how to play the game. I don't see how any of that could be an issue for you at all personally. I think you would do fantastic if you traveled. You would gain a lot more perspective.
Thank you, Ian. We have like 15 minutes left, so let's shotgun for the last couple of months.
Ian,
Run it.
Yeah,
You want a gift?
Japan page.
Alright,
Japan
Sam?
page.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
Alright, Sam, go ahead.
First off, I think that the advice that you guys gave out on, you should definitely talk to the person that you lose to, find out that we're all people. That really resonates with me well, just because I used to be hella intimidated by like everyone.
Are you still Sam?
I'm working. It's a lot better now. It's a lot better. But like, of course, you get intimidated when if you play against like say Ricky, of course you're gonna get intimidated. But anyways, my question to you guys. Sorry, I'm a little stage fright, but
Don't worry, man.
how do you guys deal with burnout? Because I still have time.
Just stop playing. Like, just stop playing.
I talk to Infiltration a lot, and like at major tournaments, he sleeps the entire time until he has to play. Like if you go to other tournaments, you notice you don't see him at all. It's because he's sleeping, and you want to keep yourself hydrated. Health is very important when it comes to the major tournaments, and you want to really take care of yourself.
When you say burnout, do you mean like you're just playing the game too much and you don't want to play anymore? Or like,
Or you're physically burnt out, or what is it?
That's where I try to make it fun for myself again. It's like the way that I feel about it. Because if I'm really trying to learn something and I'm just not learning anything super useful with my main, let's check out some other characters and try to see it. Because if I run mix-ups on certain, if I play like Alex and I run a mix-up on somebody, when another Alex player does it to me, I'm like, oh, I know what it is. Like, I'm ready for this situation. Stuff like that. Any way that you can make it fun for yourself.
yeah, what do you mean burnout? Exactly.
Well, yeah, like what you said, like there are just times where I just get super frustrated, but I just try to both those through and it just doesn't work out. And then they're just like maybe like 2 or 3 months where I just don't touch the game.
You just don't want to play it.
I just don't want to play it anymore. Yeah.
Kind of like what Pavo said, like try another character, because like I know I get sick of Cammy pretty easily sometimes. It's just boring. But like play another character. Also like maybe play another game, because maybe you're playing Street Fighter too much and like if you kind of distance yourself from the game, there's Overwatch. So you can play Overwatch. You can play Overwatch a little bit, and then like it kind of refreshes your your system.
Yeah, I noticed I play a lot better when like I say that after those 2 or 3 months, like after I stop playing, I can just go back in. But I think the problem with me, I just get burnt out really quickly. So
Yeah, just take a break.
Yeah, I mean, a little break would be good.
Yeah.
If I may, I just want to ask a quick question. When you do get burnt out, how often do you play, if you don't mind me asking?
How many hours a week?
How many hours a week per day?
back before I would play like almost every day online. But then now, like for like 5, like if like what I consider active is if when I play Train the Butter, and then like maybe like 1 or 2 games online. But
Is that enough to burn you out nowadays with the Street Fighter 5?
yeah, there are times when I just get there are times when I'm just like I had enough of this game.
Is it
I
annoying?
think it's just a lingering. I think it's just maybe it just gives me there's just a reminder of like how I used to play before.
Yeah.
And then maybe that's why. But
Are you? And one more, 2 more questions actually. Are you playing mostly by yourself?
yeah, if I'm not playing in tournament, I'm usually playing.
Okay. I
Like,
think.
if you want more time later on, we can talk to you more.
Yeah,
personally,
that's-
But I want to try to go.
Oh, yes.
this fast.
I think I have something for you though.
Yeah.
You can help me narrow it down. I think
We'll talk to you, Sam. Don't worry.
We'll
about
talk to you.
Just take breaks.
Yeah. All right. Next question.
I
Yay!
can't believe you had this many questions.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
This is gonna be the last question, probably. Yeah.
Maybe 2.
If you guys are welcome to talk to us personally, or we can shop on it. Okay, go.
Okay, the only question I really have is that I play Smash more than I play Street Fighter or any other fighting game. So I usually main Pavocado and keep getting stuck with you using counters. Is there a trick to actually, keeping yourself in check so you don't overuse counters? Because even my friends are going, you're becoming predictable.
Yeah,
Let's
it
talk about Smash, go.
has to be in your mind. You need to know that you're gonna do it and stop yourself. You have control over you. You live in the present. Like, just do it. Force yourself to do it. Tell yourself a million times, just do it. You have to be the change.
Define for yourself what is too much for me, and that's pretty much what it really boils down to. Is too much meaning every single time I get the bar, I immediately use it, or do I always use it at this particular situation? And once you're able to define that, you can start mixing it up. That's where mind games happens.
Good? All right, next question. Chaka, let's go.
I just have I have a couple of questions.
Okay.
So, name one classic fighting game that's the best, and name one classic fighting game that's the worst. And it can
Okay, Pavo, go.
Tekken Champs Fist of Fire is the best.
Dude,
The worst? Oh god.
Primal Rage.
Just
Oh,
like give it.
Clay
Go,
Fighter.
go,
I
go.
hate Clay Fighter.
Clay Fighter was awesome. You are terrible.
I hate Clay Fighter.
You're a terrible individual.
Clay Fighter 64, a 63, and a 30.
Get out of here. Get off the panel.
Clay Fighter sucks.
My best game is Puzzle Fire. Everyone should play Puzzle Fire.
That is not a fighting game.
Okay, best fighting game, Pocket Fighter.
Like,
Jet Fighter.
legit.
All right, Alex, best game, worst game, go.
Best game CBS 2. Worst game. I don't know. Primal
Worst
Rage.
game, Marvel vs. Capcom. Just kidding, go. Next question, go. Yeah.
My
Chaka,
favorite
Chaka.
game is CBS 2. My
Alright,
most favorite
guys.
game is Capcom Fighting Jam.
I actually have like a very real talk question, so if you
Oh,
guys
let's
want to
go.
shut down on me. But how do you guys feel about the upper 1% of the fighting game community that makes all the money and doesn't really show up to tournaments and
Well,
They need to share the
lose
wealth.
with each other?
I
Yeah.
think they put like a lot of the time and effort, so they deserve to win. Like no one gets lucky about winning. Like they put in time.
There's absolutely no luck. The amount of hard work that you get to see from these guys when you play them, the amount of thought that goes into the process of understanding your opponent. Because at the end of the day, what you're not playing is just a video game. What you're doing is you're understanding your opponent, their rhythm, their habits, their patterns. You anticipate everything they do. All that comes with an investment in time that you spend on trying to understand those things.
Yeah, talent can only get you so far.
Justin Wong showed up to the Mad Cats event before Street Fighter 4 came out, and nobody asked to play with him. And he was excited to play with people, and he didn't get to play with anybody. So I think that's also part of the problem.
Okay, next
Again,
question.
guys.
Thank you.
Your prize. Your prize body.
Yo, what's up, you guys?
What up?
So this is my second time at Fanime.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm like really coming into my weirdness, like for real. So my question to you guys is, when was that defining moment when you guys decided that this is something that is viable and something that? Because originally I'm a dancer, so like in the arts department, it's not something that's really viable. People say, oh, that's not something you can like make a living out of. So my question is like, what was your defining moment in like, hey, gaming and doing this is what I really want to do and this is what I'm going to stick with, and like what was that defining moment for you guys? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of
Like,
I
sense.
don't know when it comes to that point where you're like, I'm going to game for real, like for real.
I think like I would say like 12th grade. I was like, you know, I don't give a shit anymore. I want to just anime every day, fucking Street Fighter. Yeah.
With me, like, I used to button mash all the time until like I met people from the scene. I'm like, this is actually really fun, and I talked to more and more people, and like, I want to play this game. And then Street Fighter 4 was super hard, but when 5 came out, I was like, dude, I can actually be good.
My answer is going to be ambiguous, but I've never had that moment where I said, oh, it makes sense. It makes sense to keep playing. I just kind of live in the moment. When I started in 2002, and then my first tournament ever, I played against Ricky Ortiz, and I got bopped. I got destroyed. I got fucked up. Straight up destroyed me. And I was like, it's all good. I'm just going to keep getting better. You know, and I've done it for 14 years, and I still do it today. I do it for the exact same reason I started. I have a lot of fun meeting people, I have a lot of fun playing, and it's really what it boils down to.
Yeah, I met all my best friends from fighting games.
The thing for me is I just instantly go to like, if someone is like really mounting an offense against me, or they're really like beating me, I just like have to know, like naturally, I just have to be like, what's the thing that I do?
You've always been
Eventually it's
inquisitive.
that. I feel like that's the best way to learn, is just like naturally run into and answer the questions, and suddenly you're doing pretty good in tournament or what have you.
Yay! Yes.
Because you're the only female on this panel right now.
Oh yes.
How I give you hella props.
Oh, you got a girlfriend. That's Myers.
How did this whole line of work or a line of like life?
Like, how did I stumble upon this?
Yeah, because you're a female and guys are like, oh, girls don't like, you know, there's a stigma about females and gaming and they're not that great and they're, but I think you're hella lit, by the way.
Thank you.
By the way,
Runs the best tournament.
I just want to know your perspective in the female aspect of gaming, because it's a heavily occupied male, you know, thing.
Yeah.
But so when you come in, they're like, oh, she's a girl, she doesn't understand. I've heard, I play Magic, so I've heard.
Me too.
Yeah!
I like competitive honor.
Black blue mill deck, by the way.
John.
Yeah! So I know there's a stigma about like, oh, girls, they're a little less than, they don't really understand, they're not as competitive as men, but how did you come into that and how did you deal with that?
With me, I was the youngest out of 4 girls, and I was twin. So like by the 3rd chance, my dad was like, I'm gonna raise her as a boy. 3rd time's the charm. So after that, he enrolled me in judo. That gave me the competitive edge. And then after that, in like fighting games, since it's mostly guys, my main goal was just to be better than everyone else, so they can't talk shit. Yeah. So it's already.
All right. Also, on that note, we're gonna call it a night.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, guys.
Don't let anyone tell you no.
If you
Don't let
guys-
your dreams be dreams.
And seriously, if you guys have any other questions, we'll probably be around this weekend, so feel free to approach us. We'll be in the game room most likely tomorrow.
Yeah, play Street Fighter with us.
Street Fighter 5 tomorrow.